And this is look, I said before, the big talented man will always beat the small talented fighter.
One of the most anticipated matchups in boxing is the possible clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Both champions have expressed their eagerness for a fight that could define their legacy. Crawford, in particular, has shown a keen interest in stepping up in weight and facing Canelo on his own terms.
I'll be going for Bud. You know, if he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he gonna win or lose, but
although Canelo had previously dismissed the idea, stating he wouldn't get the recognition he deserved from such a victory, he's recently shown more willingness to entertain serious offers. With both fighters in search of marquee opponents and no major bouts lined up, the chances of this fight happening in 2025 have increased significantly. Oscar de la Hoya, despite his complex relationship with Canelo, has shared his thoughts on the potential showdown between the Mexican champion and Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford says he wants to fight Canelo. He's changed his tune. He said he's willing to move up 3 weight divisions. To me, that's kind of crazy, but that just shows you, like, man, the dog that's in Terence Crawford. If
De La Hoya insists that his views on any potential fight involving Canelo are unbiased. He has a strong opinion on how this matchup could unfold. The former world champion believes that Canelo, with his superior size and power, would have a clear edge over Crawford at 154 pounds. Crawford didn't look all that dangerous in the ring against a beast, so imagine Canelo being the bigger and stronger guy. It's almost a one-sided affair. When has a smaller, skilled fighter ever defeated a larger, skilled fighter? It's rare in the history of the sport, De La Hoya told Fight Hub TV. Crawford, renowned for his technical skills and punching power, would face a tough physical challenge against Canelo at his natural weight.
Terence Crawford will beat Canelo anytime. Because
while some experts believe Terence Crawford has the skills to challenge Canelo, the size and power difference could ultimately be a deciding factor. For now, the future of this potential fight remains uncertain. Both fighters have existing commitments, and whether an agreement is reached will depend on several factors, including contract negotiations and strategic choices from both camps. Few fighters have faced both Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez in the ring. The only one to do so professionally is Amir Khan, who suffered stoppage losses to both. He has already shared his thoughts on how a potential Crawford versus Canelo matchup might unfold.
what do I think of that fight? Yeah. Everybody knows that Crawford got some skills. I do think that a little bit Crawford.
There are a few others who have sparred with both fighters, and one of them has shared his perspective on how he believes the fantasy clash could unfold. That man is middleweight contender Jaron Davis, who also faced Canelo's rival, David Benavidez, in November 2021. Having sparred with both Crawford and Canelo, Davis told Mill City Boxing that he thinks it would be extremely challenging for Crawford and believes Alvarez would emerge victorious. Canelo is a big guy, and it's going to be tough. He can take a punch, so you're not going to hurt him easily. I don't think Crawford can hurt him with one punch. Maybe he could cut an eye or cause some trouble to the body, but I don't see him stopping Canelo.
A lot you have to it'll be a lot to get that victory based on, the size alone. Not that size wins fights, but you got a guy that got size and skill.
He's going to need to put some muscle into his punches and work the body. It's going to be a tough task, said Davis. Canelo can really fight. He's got moves and traps. It's not easy to deal with him. In boxing, nothing is impossible, but if I had to place a bet, I'd put my money on Canelo. I'm not taking anything away from Crawford, but Canelo is great. Can Canelo stop him? He's the bigger guy, and I think one punch could do it. David Benavidez has also weighed in on a potential Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford matchup.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's a money fight, you know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest.
Bud moved up to the 154-pound super welterweight division for his last fight, where he defeated Israel Madrero by decision, earning the WBO interim super welterweight title. Crawford now boasts an impressive professional record of 41-0. On the other hand, Canelo is regarded as one of the greatest fighters of the modern era. He defeated Edgar Berlanga at super middleweight in his most recent bout and holds an impressive record of the 1st of February, 62 as a professional. Benavidez praised Crawford's technique but raised doubts about whether his power would carry over to higher weight classes. To face Canelo, Crawford would need to move up 2 more weight.
But it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It'd be a great fight, but I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and after this fight, what else are they gonna say?
In a recent interview, Benavidez said, "To be honest with you, Crawford is one of the best technical fighters I've ever seen. When he moved to 154, I'm not saying he had problems, but he didn't seem to have the same power he did at 147. And he'd still have to move up 2 or 3 more weight classes. Crawford is a one-of-a-kind fighter, but weight classes have to be respected. I'd give Canelo the edge." Benavidez has spent most of his career at 147 pounds, meaning he would need to move up significantly in weight to face Canelo at super middleweight. Meanwhile, Benavidez has long been seen as a fighter who could cause problems for Canelo in the ring, though a dream matchup between the two hasn't come to fruition yet.
You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked in the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, I set my conquest on 175.
The fast-handed Benavidez is set to face David Morrell in his next fight on February 1st. Meanwhile, the potential showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide. After his dominant victory over Errol Spence Jr., Crawford has openly expressed his desire to challenge the Mexican super middleweight champion. Crawford, widely regarded as the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world, would face a monumental challenge by moving up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. However, the road to this historic bout won't be
just too much overall. Like, is that kind of the same thing with the Crawford and Canelo because of the weight classes, the weight between them?
Yeah, I believe so.
I love Crawford. He's a good friend. We've been in touch and traveled the world together through the amateur program. He's seen me beat people up, and I've seen him do the same. The stories could go on, but when it comes to weight and power, that stuff's real, Andrade said during an interview with Fight Hub TV. Andrade, who was once linked to a potential fight with Canelo, acknowledged Crawford's immense talent and skill. However, he believes Canelo holds a significant advantage due to his size and experience in higher weight classes. Canelo is a big bad wolf, and he can go the whole night. I think Crawford has the skills, but when it comes to Saul avoiding punches and blocking power shots, Canelo...
I love Crawford. He's a good friend. We reach out to each other. We've been, travel the world through the amateur program. He see me beat people up. I see him beat people up. He see me get beat up. I got beat up. We both...
I don't think Crawford can beat Canelo, but I still think he could give him a good fight. I'll be sitting there rooting for Canelo all day, Andrade added. However, some others feel differently, believing that Crawford is skilled enough to pose a real challenge to Canelo, despite the weight difference. Bivol was asked for his opinion on the highly anticipated potential battle between the incredibly talented Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, who is considered one of the finest fighters in the sport today.
Wanting to fight Canelo, 3 divisions up. Good idea, bad idea?
I don't remember sizes of Terence Crawford.
Welterweight.
If he big, actually...
Maybe he's probably...
I don't think Crawford can beat Canelo, but I still think he could give him a good fight. I'll be sitting there rooting for Canelo all day, Andrade added. However, some others feel differently, believing that Crawford is skilled enough to pose a real challenge to Canelo, despite the weight difference. Bivol was asked for his opinion on the highly anticipated potential battle between the incredibly talented Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, who is considered one of the finest fighters in the sport today.
I came to the boxing gym, one of the first lessons which I should learn, it's like, you should respect weight classes. What it means. But Terence Crawford now is one of the favorite.
Hall of Famer and ESPN boxing analyst Timothy Bradley Jr. favors Terence Crawford in a potential matchup with Saul Canelo Alvarez. Bradley made his case for Crawford on his YouTube channel, addressing the weight difference. "Everyone keeps talking about the weight," Bradley said. Indeed, Crawford only recently moved up from welterweight to 154 pounds, while Alvarez has been fighting at 168 pounds since late 2020. "Oh, he's going to knock him out. When was the last time Canelo knocked someone out?" Bradley asked. The last time Alvarez scored a stoppage was in November 2021 against Caleb Plant.
I don't know, someone told me to study Canelo, study Crawford. Crawford about to beat the shit out of Canelo Alvarez. I'm letting y'all know right now, he about to beat the brakes off of Canelo Alvarez.
Since then, Alvarez has failed to knock out established fighters like Dmitry Bivol in a loss and 40-year-old Gennady Golovkin. He's also gone the distance with opponents considered far below his skill level, such as John Ryder, Jamie Munguia, and Edgar Berlanga. Even Jamal Charlo, a natural junior middleweight, went the distance with Canelo, though he was never competitive with the super middleweight champion. "Y'all can quit with that he's going to knock Crawford out talk. Come on, man," Bradley said. "Didn't we just see Alexander Usyk fight Tyson Fury, who was, quote-unquote, 50 pounds heavier? Canelo is the same height as Crawford."
Yes, he is. Number 2, Devin Haney. You want to get back, man, go back to your roots, bro. Go back to where you started, bro.
Bradley also pointed out Crawford's 74-inch reach, which is 3.5 inches longer than Canelo's, and his ability to neutralize opponents' offensive output with his counterpunching. Alvarez is already known for being a low-output fighter, and Bradley believes Crawford could win a decision by maintaining distance, using straight punches, and wearing Canelo down in the later rounds. "Don't go running away from the fight now, Canelo," Bradley said, referring to Canelo's apparent avoidance of David Benavidez. Imitating Canelo's higher-pitched voice, Bradley added, "Remember what you said, easy fight, easy fight, easy fight." While many boxing analysts share Bradley's opinion, most in the fight world believe the size and power difference between the two would be too significant for Crawford to impose his skills.
Where'd you start? You started in Mexico, man. Go back, get one of those guys out of there, man. Go back, start there. That's where you start. Go back to your roots, bro. Get some of that humble pie, bro. Go back, start where you started. Start where you started at.
Bradley, known for his strong opinions, is confident in his controversial take. "I'm going to get back to my hater raid," he joked at the end of the video, sipping his drink. "You already know. Whether the boxing world will get to see a Canelo-Crawford matchup depends largely on Alvarez." Crawford, who became the undisputed welterweight champion in July 2023 after stopping Errol Spence Jr. in 9 rounds, made even more history earlier this year by becoming a 4-division champion. He outpointed Israel Madrimov to capture the WBA title at 154 pounds. Canelo, the Mexican icon, has also enjoyed significant success in recent years.
Just with Canelo, obviously he had his fight with Edgar Berlanga announced recently. Not received necessarily a positive outcome and reaction he'd have liked. What did you make of the Canelo Berlanga fight?
After claiming the undisputed super middleweight title in 2021, Canelo fell short in a challenge against then WBA light heavyweight champion Dmitry Bivol. However, the 34-year-old has since bounced back with 5 consecutive wins, defeating the likes of Gennady Golovkin, Jamal Charlo, and Edgar Berlanga along the way. Legendary boxing trainer-turned-analyst Teddy Atlas shared his thoughts with Fight Hub TV on the potential mega-fight between the two stars, stating, "I'd find it hard to go against the American southpaw. Very few people have the appetite or inclination to challenge themselves, Mr. Crawford does. I ain't never going against that."
Listen, I think Berlanga's a talented kid who's getting better. He's improved recently. I think he still needs more seasoning, but I see an improvement in him. He is a
It's a tremendous challenge because Canelo is a tremendous fighter. He's bigger, stronger, and can punch and time you. But just because you're smaller doesn't mean you can't find a way around it. Crawford will come up with a game plan that forces the other guy to use his size, McIntyre said, speaking to Fight Hub TV. He gave high praise to the undefeated Crawford, who is rumored to be facing Canelo in May or September. Crawford has all the tools to win a third weight class undisputed title. Any hardcore boxing fan knows Crawford can beat Canelo. You have to really understand boxing to say that, McIntyre added.
Everybody that believes in hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo, just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence.
On Conor Benn's recent performance, McIntyre stated, "I think he looked like trash. I didn't watch the fight, but some of the coaches were watching it while I was driving, and they said he looked like trash. I know Pete Dobson really well, and he gave him a tough fight, but I don't think much of Ben. I really don't know him. I hear his name." Asked about Ben wanting a fight with Tank Davis next, McIntyre responded, "Why would he go down and pick on guys at 135 and 141? Why not call out guys at 147 and 154 if he really wants to fight somebody? Fight the best."
This is real simple. It's real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Hey, Terry's gonna get in there and do what he needs to do. Go for him.
It's going to be a tough fight to call right now, but I can see the fight leaning towards Tszyu just because he has the momentum. Thurman doesn't have that momentum, it's like riding a bike, but Thurman has been at that high level for many years, McIntyre said. He will be cornering rising star Keyshawn Davis this Thursday in Las Vegas ahead of the Super Bowl on Sunday. McIntyre expects an excellent performance, thanks to the meticulous preparation. "I want him to pick up a few titles, win in a few divisions, and let his body grow. He's only 25 years old," McIntyre pointed out. "But 7 or 8 years from now, we could call him one of the greatest to ever lace up the gloves." "It's a process you have to go through to be called that," McIntyre continued. "I'm glad he's starting that process now. It's the energy level he has, he's on the big stage, and the sparring has been good, so he's ready. Now, it's about training every day, working on strategy, watching how he eats and sleeps, and keeping a close eye on him from the moment he wakes up to when he goes to bed. That's what my job is." It's no secret that former two-weight undisputed champion Terence Crawford wants to fight former super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez. However, that fight seems nearly impossible to make, leading to rumors about Crawford's potential retirement from boxing. During Crawford's last fight against Israel Madrimov last year, his representative, Turkey Alec, reached out to Canelo's team to set up the much-anticipated fight. However, a breakdown in communication between the parties led to Alec pulling back the offer. Eddie Hearn, who spoke to Canelo about the potential fight, also doesn't see it happening. Hearn suggested that Canelo is looking for opponents who will stand and fight rather than use a more strategic, elusive approach, something Crawford might have to do because of his size disadvantage. Meanwhile, Alec has floated the idea of Crawford facing interim WBC super welterweight champion Virgil Ortiz Jr. next.
When is Crawford coming back? What are the plans for him?
I think he is injured now. We are planning to have something with him. I will discuss with him maybe in January. I see him last week in Hamburg. He said he's have a little injured, and he's started.
However, Ortiz's trainer, Robert Garcia, revealed that, in a private conversation with Crawford, the Nebraska technician made it clear that he only wants to fight Canelo or retire, hinting at Crawford's potential exit from the sport. Alec seems to share this belief, telling the Stomping Ground, "I don't think Crawford will fight anyone except Canelo. Even though I wanted to offer Virgil Ortiz as an opponent, I don't think he will take it. I think he only wants Canelo." Despite this, the latest tweet from the undefeated two-weight undisputed champion suggests that retirement may not be on his mind just yet. "I have been doubted my whole career, and some still doubt me now."
To rehab now and training again, and we hope to. He's one of our plan to see him fighting.
Seeing Crawford's post, a fan responded, "Keep fighting once a year. Bud, what an era." Crawford quickly cleared up any retirement rumors, replying, "The demand is high. It seems that Bud might continue fighting, even if it's not against Canelo." However, that hasn't stopped people from predicting a potential showdown between the two. David Benavidez, who also wants his own fight against Canelo, shared his thoughts on the potential clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. While acknowledging Crawford's technical brilliance, Benavidez expressed doubts about Crawford's ability to handle the challenges of higher weight classes.
And 25.
The goal obviously is a Canelo fight for him, right?
We hope he wants this fight. And why not?
You and Canelo, I know you guys are working towards trying to do a...
To be honest with you, Crawford is one of the best technical fighters I've ever seen, Benavidez said. When he moved up to 154, I'm not saying he had problems, but he didn't have the same power he did at 147, and he'd still have to move up 2 or 3 more weight classes. Crawford is a one-of-a-kind fighter, but weight classes must be respected. I'd give Canelo the edge. That's all for now. For the best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss our quality content.